liberation, we will rise. When we listen to the heart and the ways of the wise, ways of the wise, ways of the wise. On the flames of transformation, we will rise. From out of the shadows and into the light, into the light, into the light.
Hi, good morning, Unify Women Rising family. Welcome to Saturday morning with us. So glad you're here with us. I'm Miranda with Unify, and I'm tuning in from Crestone, Colorado.
And welcome, everybody. I'm Amber Hartnell, tuning in from beautiful Encinitas, California. Happy to be here with you all today.
And I'm Sande Hart, and I am on the original territory of the Heshman Band of Mission Indians, the Heshman in Southern California, in San Diego.
Minagasep, Nation of Equate Indigenous Cause. My name is Great Grandmother Mary Lyons, and I am residing on the Lakota, Dakota, Nakota territories here in Minnesota and the northern part of the Anishinaabe territories.
Welcome. So beautiful to have you with us. We have Emma trying to join us as well, but having issues with her camera right now, but hopefully she'll be with us in just a little bit. And we have Debbie in the background too. But yeah, this has been an interesting week and series of events. We personally lost a family member yesterday, so I'm in a little bit of a raw space, lots of tears around here. And I have 2 other family members in the hospital right now. And our Debbie is going into surgery in a few days. So sending tons of prayers and loving energy to Debbie and everyone. Our founder, Adil's house also burnt down this last week. So we are doing a big fundraiser, and anyone who is hearing this, if you can go to our page and grab the fundraiser and donate, it would mean a lot to a lot of us. He didn't even want to do it. He's so humble and just such a man of faith. But all of us that work with him and how much he is of service every single day, all of us want to reach out to our whole network and see if we can help him in this hard time right now. But Emma and grandmother Mary Lyons and Sande, when did we meet each other the first time doing UN activities for Peace Day? That had to have been like 5 years ago the first time?
Lifetimes. I've just known you in previous lives.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm so happy that you all have this product, and we got to go. Rachel and Debbie and I got to go to California during a launch of the Awake Your Inner Body product and an event you had for women's empowerment, and so many women leaders spoke, and it was just gorgeous. This gorgeous space at the Raffi Lounge, just overlooking the ocean, and just so much healing energy and amazing women there. And I wanted to just read your bios, and then we'll go into what we're here to talk about today. Sande Hart is an award-winning leader in the fields of women empowerment and in the interfaith community building. She is the president of Women's Interfaith Global Organization, SARA, the Spiritual and Religious Alliance for Hope, now in its 19th year. How awesome. Sande served in leadership as chair for the North American region of the United Religions Initiative, founder of Compassionate California, and developed and served as director for the Women and Girls sector for the Charter of Compassion and Women's Task Force for the upcoming Parliament of World Religions. Yay! Thank you for everything that you do.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's reminding me of all the times that we've actually worked together and seen each other, because I'm also a Parliament of World Religions ambassador and work for the Charter for Compassion and UN Women and all this stuff too. So thank you for everything that you do. Great grandmother Mary Lyons is an Ojibwe, is that how you said it?
Ojibwe.
Ojibwe. elder, formerly known as world-renowned wisdom keeper, an empowerment coach, activist, and author. She is an international keynote speaker and seminar leader from the Parliament of World Religions, New York City Climate March, Global Elders Gathering on Climate Change, and a United Nations Indigenous Observer, and just returned from presenting at COP27 in Egypt. Yay! Thank you for everything you do too, and thank you for being here with us. And Emma is in the background here. We can't see her, but I think she can tune in with voice. Emma has been a health and wellness advocate and nature lover for years. She moved to California in 2018 to shift her energy and reconnect with herself and with nature. She was then introduced to new rituals that made her mind, body, and soul feel more connected. She founded Awake Your Inner Body in 2021 with the intention to inspire, empower, reawaken vitality and beauty within women. Yay! And Emma, yeah, it was amazing meeting you in person when we went to California too, and just seeing you again, Sandy. And yeah, you guys have this amazing product, Awake Your Inner Body, and helping women to naturally find health and healing within themselves and in ways that we don't always talk about, where we can have imbalances and need rejuvenation and regeneration. And yeah, so let me let you each just have the floor a bit and talk about, Amber wanted to say something.
Well, actually, I wanted to invite, because it was mentioned before we started, that great-grandmother Mary Lyons may have a blessing for us to start off this conversation. So
yes, what I did was I smudged earlier, so I want to say Chimigwich in my language. It means thank you. And each time we begin spacing out there, we always make sure we say a blessing. And just listening, Miranda, what you had just told me about, you know, what has been happening in your family and a lot of the events that's happening, I think the smudge prayer would be appropriate. Mm-hmm. So I smudged earlier, so I'm just going to say it. Chimigwich we wash our hands in the sweet smoke so that we may be constructive and reach out to others in a good way. For this we know as courage. We bring the smoke over our heads and down our back to lighten our troubles and to bring clarity to the purpose. For this we'll move with our honesty. We smudge our eyes so that we will see good things in people and learn from them. For this we'll be reminded to be respectful. We smudge our mouth so that we may speak good things to people and learn to choose our words carefully. For this, we must remember to speak truthfully. We smudge our ears so that we will listen carefully to others, learn from what they say, and become someone they want to talk to. For this, we shall move with our wisdom. We bring the smoke towards us to surround our heart so that what has been damaged can heal, and what pain is to come will help us to be strong and grow in a good way. For this, we will move with the love that brought us to here today. We wash our feet in the smoke so that we may walk a path full of purpose, compassion, balance, and kindness. We must never stray from the path of humility. May the smoke wash over each of us, collect our messages of gratitude, and gather our worries. Let them rise up to the sky world. May our ancestors see that we walk with good intentions as we promised we would be. Chimigwich Kichimani do, Chimigwich. May this cyberspace be moved in a good way. Blessings.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, beautiful.
Hi.
Oh, look.
Yay. Hi, Emma. I don't know if you were able to hear us so far. And all we did was a little bit of intros and we read your bio, and Grandmother Mary just gave us a blessing. I just lost a family member yesterday, so I'm a bit more teary than usual, even though I'm known as the one that cries in every one of these sessions. But I also have 2 family members in the hospital, and Debbie and Rachel are both struggling with some health issues. So we're sending them lots of love and healing energy. And great grandmother, your prayer was very beautiful, and I just feel the blessing and able to send that out to everyone who needs that healing energy. We all do. But yes, welcome, Emma. Thank you for being here with us. All of you are beautiful. I was talking a little bit about the event that you invited us to, also that Debbie and Rachel and I got to come to at the Raffi Lounge when you were introducing this product, and had so many amazing rock star women that were presenting to about empowerment and strength and what they do in the world. So thank you. And thank you all for being here. I'd love to give the floor to you, to any of you, to start and just talk about how you came together and what we're here to talk about today.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. I missed the blessings, but I was there with you all. And thank you, Sandy and Grandmother Mary Lyon, for joining today. 3 generation. I just became a mom. Sandy's a grandmother, and great grandmother Mary Lyon. So I started Awake Your Inner Body when pretty much like when I got pregnant, and then it really unfolded when I gave birth. I was just in awe with the woman's body and really connecting with other women. I was planning a home birth, and I ended up delivering at the hospital. And I was just very intrigued with the natural birthing and holistic natural ways of healing the womb and connecting to the sacred space, and all ancient nutrients like other products like the spirulina, turmeric, sea moss, and this wand is as well from thousands of years ago. So if it worked for a woman 2,000 years ago, might as well revive this ancient wisdom. It's a gift from Mother Nature. It's made out of all natural ingredients, and I was introduced to it right when I got pregnant, and it really helped me with keeping my pH balance, and it helps also after birth with healing and tightening. And it was really important for me to share this with other women. And it's not just a product. The community with Awake Your Inner Body is really to get women together. And we've been having, as you said, we had like Women's Circle. We do Women's Circle on the new moon, on the full moon. We also do women's panel, like the last one that we had at the Raffi Lounge, where Grandmother Mary Lyon and Sandy were speaking. It's really getting women together and connecting, and being able to share wisdom and share stories, and being able to talk about, the womb and stories that women go through. That was really my intention with creating Awake Your Inner Body.
Do we have the ability to play the video? I know Debbie is going to talk to you about making sure the music is original music.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Debbie, can you play the video right now? I think it would help people to get a little glimpse and understand more.
We belong to her. We honor her power, our power source, from where our sacred nature flows. Our womb, the world's most powerful ecosystem.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I can show, I have the wand here with me. So this is, I'm not sure if I'm in front of the camera, but this is it. And the base ingredient is kaolin clay. It's made out of 12 different ingredients. So it's an ancient traditional recipe, and all the ingredients are sourced from one of the most remote, pristine places on the planet. All the materials are from a very fertile and biodynamic environment in the Asian archipelago. And all the ingredients have the different properties: antifungal, antibacterial, anti-aging, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, detoxifying, immune enhancing, and high in antioxidant. It's basically selected mineral, herbal extract, and wild-growing botanicals. So the wand can be used in different ways. It can be used internally. So for women, it can be inserted vaginally, and it helps with, as I said earlier, it helps with balancing the pH. It helps with discharge, dryness. It helps with the scent. It helps with libido, menstrual cycle, and it helps also with menopause. The wand can be stirred in water, and the water can be drank. It helps with strengthening the immune system. It helps with balancing the pH. And there's another way. It can also be applied on the skin. I use it on Lucas's, my son, when he was like 1 month old. He had a little bit of a like fungal infection, like baby acne, and it completely went away. The midwife was like blown away. And then her daughter used it, and I recommended to take some pictures like day 1 and then day 10. And she sent me a picture day 4, and she was like, "Wow, oh my God, it's working so well!" Like, she's a teenager, so all the acne was kind of like going away. So it helps with acne, it helps with eczema, dermatitis, any like skin infection. It's a great natural product, and it's been going around for thousands of years. This product has been around for now 10 years, but the recipe of it, the royal concubines of the king used to use this to nurture their sexual organs. So it helps with all these benefits. Of course, every woman is different. It's recommended to use only for 90 seconds internally, and it can be applied on the skin in the morning, evening, once a day or twice a day even. Yeah.
So amazing. My background before working with Unify and with all the peace stuff and things that we do now as a holistic nurse. And I worked in women's health for a long time, labor and delivery, and had holistic care centers for women. And now we're starting to actually get some of that back up and going here in Colorado. We just legalized plant medicines here in Colorado. So it's an amazing opportunity to help people learn a lot more about natural health and well-being. And there are so many things that that we don't get to talk about as women, or that we don't talk about, or if you feel bad, if you feel something's wrong, if there's, especially down in that sacred region. But so many things can cause that. I mean, an imbalance of pH in our body, or an imbalance of sugar and candida or yeast infection is so common in women. Mm-hmm. Bacterial vaginosis is also very common, and a lot of women don't even know that they have it, an imbalance of bacteria. But the way that this wand works, I personally have one. I got one when I went to your event in California, and then I bought them for my daughters too. And now I'm just now finding out that you can use this for your face, and I have teenage daughters too. So acne and all that is always something that they're looking for. How do we fix this, mom? Hormones are out of whack. So, and a lot of times that can be the thing too. Hormones as we're younger, and teenagers, hormones as being pregnant or after being pregnant. I have 5 children, so went through all of that, and all kinds of, anything can throw off the balance of a woman's, pH, and then cause yeast or bacteria to have a hayride, and then cause you discomfort and odor and lack of sexual pleasure as much. So everything that you're talking about is things that we as women have to talk about together and be there for each other, and realize that it shouldn't be a taboo thing to have to come to your sisters and say, I'm not feeling that great in this area, or something is thrown off from where it should be. And we should be helping each other and having these conversations. And this is such a beautiful tool for that. And it does, like, in being a consumer or a client of this, I don't even know how to say, but it's definitely made genius women from the past knew what they were doing, and finding this particular type of clay and herbs and putting them together and helping. It really does, your body, you can feel it. Your body feels like it's being in balance with this, and that the pH and everything is just, everything is, you know, feels more right and feels good with this product. So I can personally say thank you for what you're bringing.
Once you described it, I understood what it is. I discovered these wands also probably about 10 years ago. It was my first discovery, and fascinated by using them. And one thing that I discovered was also, well, the detoxing effects are clearly present, right? But that, have you ever noticed like almost like a peeling, as if like a surface layer of old skin cells can slough off and you become even smoother and juicier, like more supple? I never found that myself.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, amazing. And my question, I'm so curious what the interplay is between the three of you, because we've heard from Emma and the inception of this product, but I would love to hear more about how you three are dancing and weaving together to awaken the inner body.
Great
Well,
grandmother.
for me, I can speak as probably the older generation and out there, and also being indigenous with a lot of the organic properties and the stuff that we continue to maintain. And when I met Emma and heard Emma's story on what she was doing, it wasn't so much as the words that was resonating from her, it was her energy. And that's what we are so used to within our communities and out there. It's nothing's really taboo. It's just part of history that has just came through time. And I think one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we put out there was that the freedom of choice for women has to really remain on the platform, because, you know, I believe we had a conversation not too long ago about how, you know, our trusting has, you know, that has been imposed on us for so long, of going to the doctors, them writing a prescription, you know, we're following the prescriptions, and it either does or it doesn't work in out there. So we have all this external that it eventually comes internal into us, and all these different properties that our body isn't used to. So what was really, really important, that pardon the pun, but has awoken the inner thoughts of really who we are, is that they're preserving Mother Nature's medicines and out there. So this was really, really important for me, because I love supporting women. I love supporting anybody that has any type of organic properties in out there that will continue, as long as, you know, it just keeps the wellness of, you know, the main source of the feminine is Mother Earth. So, you know, why would she, you know, want to provide any properties to fool, you know, her children and out there? So this is who we believe as Indigenous people. So part of this product, and just listening, of course, you know, Emma and Sandy are very dear to me and out there, but it was just the energy within her emotions of when she spoke, because it wasn't in like per se a sale. It was in appreciation for something that she discovered, that these are original, they're organic properties. And so this is what made me want to be part of the team to help support this. Sandy, how about you?
Thank you for that, great grandmother. For me, it was, you know, having been in women's repowerment for the last 20 plus years, constantly stretching the edges of what's possible, discovering this patriarchal domination, systems of domination, power over culture that we swim in, that it's so pervasive in our world that we don't even realize it, to the point, and I'm so grateful that you brought up the word taboo, to the point where we are separated from our sacred privilege and responsibility as a woman. Our womb is the source of all life, yet we are shy about even speaking about it to other women, and using the word vagina, or you know, or I mean, when I grew up, and I'm 61, so when I grew up, my period was known as the curse. Yet all life flows through women. Our blood literally is our life force. It's everyone's life force. Nobody is immune from this. Everyone began in the womb. Well, I can say that there's an alternative now to attest to, but generally speaking, the reality of what great-grandmother reminded us of is that we are in relation to the planet, and like Earth, we birth life and we sustain life and we protect life for the next 7 generations. And again, I use the words responsibility and privilege together, because it is ours to hold, and we have been duped by patriarchy's charms. And it's time to stretch the edges of this. In 2016, I was speaking with Grandmother Florida Mayo, who is, perhaps you know, is one of the founding members of the 13 Indigenous Grandmothers. She's a revered Mayan elder. She's a curandero espirito, which is healer of the divine spirit. She's a seed keeper. At any rate, she received a mandate, and that mandate was that it's time to elevate the presence of the divine feminine in the world. We created a webinar series called Urgent Message from the Spirit of the Feminine, and that's exactly the energy that I have been percolating in since 2016, about it's time to be loud and proud about our relationship to our body. And for me, the sacred wand, which I also have here, and this is the one I use on my face, and that's how I started using this product. And oh my gosh, just get yourself a wand and try it. I mean, there's nothing I'm a pretty good salesperson, but there's no better way, perhaps, Miranda. It's been said that it just is, it's firming and it's moisturizing and it has all of these benefits. For me, though, the one I use vaginally reminds me of my relationship to my womb, reminds me of that sacred center. Like that video starts out, we belong to her. Our womb doesn't belong to us. Just like I've learned from original instructions from the indigenous peoples, the earth doesn't belong to us. We belong to the earth. And it's in that same spirit that we belong to her. And I really feel, and this is where I'll just take a breath. I really feel that with all of the messiness going on in the world, and Miranda, I am holding you so dear in my heart, and Debbie, who is about to go into surgery, I'm holding you so dear in my heart. With all the disruption and all the messiness going on in the world, on all systems that are crashing right now, it's part of what Grandmother Florida Mayo taught me, is that the old is folding into the new, according to the teachings of the Mayan calendar. And we're in the era of Ish. And Ish is the symbol of the divine feminine, the symbol of the jaguar. She's fierce. Her gait is graceful. She is protective and nurturing. She's the divine feminine embodied. And I'm getting full body right now. We are in this era, and it's a good thing that it's time for a new epoch, because we're in one right now. We're in this birth control messy era. So to remember that we are being supported. And perhaps when, like, Emma couldn't get on the call today, and there's whatever is going on in the background of all of our lives. Everyone has a story. It's part of that messiness to remind us of our strength. And look, we're here. We showed up. The wand is front and center here. And for me, it's a game changer for women's empowerment. And I've done a lot in women's empowerment. To me, it's the game changer. Great grandmother.
Yeah, there's one other thing that I wanted to bring up. Emma sent a wand home with me, and here I'm thinking, now how am I going to approach this, and so many ways and stuff. It was my granddaughter that said to me, because she has eczema, really, she's got allergies like you just wouldn't believe, right? So whatever you put in your body, when it starts to detoxify, it's going to come out and in such rage, and that rage and stuff happens to be a lot of breakage on the exterior of your skin and out there. So when we were talking, and she was, I showed it to her, and she had it on her hand, and she has eczema on her hands really bad. She's just rolling it back and forth, and she said, well, tell me more. And, Emma had told me, she said, here's a little video, here's the information out there. So I told my granddaughter, I said, please do me a favor. I said, read up on it, because I think it's really unfair for me to tell you and you just kind of just run with it. I said, I want you to invest in something that is going to be very helpful to you. And I said, and please let me know what's happening, right? Well, normally she couldn't really hold very much in her hands, because of the outbreaks in her hands and out there. But she rolled that on her hand to and from when we were talking. Anyway, she put it away. She goes, well, how do I clean it? And that's what I was telling. I said, you know what? Emma had said to me, and I had to reference it. And I said, no, I need to stop saying this. I said, we have to let the organic product kind of speak for itself. I said, because it will clean itself. I said, just rinse it in water, doing, exactly what Emma just told you a bit earlier. And I said, and there you have it. So time had passed, and, I told her, I said, just rub it on your neck, do it, where everything seems to be bothering you. And she goes, well, I forgot. I said, well, then just keep reminding yourself. Well, anyways, I think it was probably like maybe about 7, maybe a couple months, I think, went by. And she was busy, and she's an artist, right? And she does graphic design, and plus she beads and does a lot of our cultural stuff. And I had noticed her that her fine motor skills, which limited her when her hands were broken out and out there, she was moving quickly. And I said to her, I said, let me see your hands. And I looked at her hands, and not completely healed, but I'm telling you, about 60% of her hands were much better. And I said, so what's changed? And she goes, well, I haven't been using the steroids that the doctor's been giving me. I've been using that wand. And I said, amazing. This is amazing. And I think one of the things that I had to reflect on her, as well as some of the other younger people that I came into and out there, because you know what? This wand, this organic medicine here does its job, internally and externally. And it just rebuilds itself again as it should be. Versus there is no expiration date on it of saying, you know what, here's your prescription, here's your copay, see if it works. And if it doesn't work, you go on to something else. And then all this stuff that is brought to you just fails at the wayside, in that resting place of an abundance of medications that we can't seem to re-put back into the earth. So the thing is, it just really hit me there for a moment. And I said, well, I said, you know what? I said, you have another friend. And I said, why don't you just bring up what's happening with her, And she said to me, well, Mom, I don't know if she can afford it. And I said, well, the thing is, what you can't afford is for it to really break out horribly, and you have to go back to the doctors, because with the doctors comes the copays, and it's so on, and there's so much money added up that what you are paying for it is nothing, because it just lasts you forever. And when it works, you see it. So this is what for me, that I had to make sure that we had to put into the communities that probably are a little bit more or less fortunate financially and out there, that you have to instill in them this freedom of choice of really what you are going to invest in. And that investment that you're going to invest in is the wellness of nature, some organicness, versus something that I don't know if it's going to work. So this is one thing that I really wanted to say, and I really wanted to convey to Emma and out there. So, for myself, I witnessed it. You can hear about it, you can do whatever it is, but I actually physically witnessed the power of what this wand is capable of doing. So internally and externally and this stuff, never question something unless you try it. And this is an organic product. Emma, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of women coming back and reporting to me. There's a lot of testimonials online on the website. There's also videos, womb stories on our social media platform on Instagram. I've been getting feedback. There was one woman, she couldn't get pregnant due to fibroids, and the doctor had told her to get a surgery done to get her uterus removed. And luckily, she didn't go that route and was introduced to this product. And after using it twice a week internally and stirring it in water and drinking it, a couple months later, the cyst has shrunk half of the size, and she was able to get pregnant. So sometimes it's, the doctor's not always the solution. There is holistic ways and natural approach that we can try and see the results. Was her, getting pregnant and having her little boy. So there was also another of my friends, she tried the wand, and her estrogen level was at 553. And she, tried so many different things. And then one day she said, you know what, let me stop everything I'm doing and let me just try the wand. And she tried the wand. And a couple months later, she reported to me that it dropped 500, and she's now at 53, and everything is good and healthy. Her period are now regulate. She was having period for 10 days, 1 day, 12 days, and now it's 4-day period. And it's been like this for a couple months. So every woman is different. So it's just really interesting to see how it can help so many women.
Yeah, and in that spirit of blood flow for menopausal women or premenopausal women, and it's so important for us to care and be gentle with ourselves, and the wand helps bring us back into that balance. It's said that when a woman stops bleeding, that blood stays in her womb to serve as her nutrients for her wisdom. And so why wouldn't we do everything we can on every level to honor that? And it begins here. It begins with our relationship with, and honoring that. And right now our world needs us. The world, the staff, and this is what Grandmother Flor de Mayo and great-grandmother Mary Lyons and grandmother Jyoti and grandmother Sasan, Indigenous elders are all saying right now, and that is that the staff has been passed to the woman, to the female. And we are the embodiment generally of the divine feminine. And I'm also seeing men rise. And by the way, this is a great product for men too, to use on their face. So everyone, no one is immune from the benefits from this product. And no one is immune from the benefits of our relationship to the female body and how important it is to heal it at this level. I'll say it again, it's a game changer for women's repowerment. Remember who we are.
I love everything that's being shared here, and absolutely everything that you just said speaks very deeply to me, and I appreciate that I'm hearing really underneath this amazing product, which has all of these incredible benefits, like that aside, but there's something deeper here, and it's really, you're fundamentally pointing towards this reconnection with our body, reconnection with the earth as our greater body, and knowing that we have to come into balance with the greater body that we are in relationship with the earth, and then hence the relationship with the divine feminine with our own body temple, and to utilize those natural substances of the earth that are given as a gift, really to help to balance any malady that we could possibly face. It's just a matter of identifying and appropriately directing it at the right time. But just appreciating where you're coming from with this, and thank you for your dedication, your devotion to restoration of this divine feminine principle within and without.
Yeah, it's time.
It is. Definitely.
All hands on deck. We have our sacred marching orders. I think anyone watching this, and to everyone in the audience, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to this. You're here because there's something that you wanted to hear, and this wisdom resides in you. Perhaps what we've said and will continue to say, and I can't wait for grandmother's closing blessing. Her blessings always elevate it all. But can I share something about our responsibility that I learned when I asked great-grandmother Mary Lyons, why great-grandmother? Or would you like to? I'm just going to ask you to tell the story or the explanation.
Well, see, in the indigenous world and out there, well, not only that, I'm a Daywin, and people will wonder what Medewan is. And some will say, it's religion. No, it's just the way of life. It's who we are. And holding that space and that knowledge and this stuff of great-grandmother, we don't break the links from the past to the future. You see, I sat with my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, and now I sit with my daughter, my granddaughter, and my great-granddaughter. So my great-granddaughter, Mani Du, will sing the songs of my great-grandmother because I am the link. I am the seventh generation that holds that space. And someday she will sit in that there. So this is why we keep this information alive. Some people say to me, do I have to call you that? And I said, for me, I hold that space, and it's humbly, and it's an honor, and it's also a reminder out to the world and out there is that this generational living and this knowledge and this stuff, you have to be aware of, what your surroundings are. And you need to trust within that guidance of, who's guiding you down that pathway. So this for me is telling the stories and making sure that the ancestral prophecies are never forgotten. So that lineage line stays on. So within closing, unless there's anything more, and maybe we can have conversation, I always go, I have authored a book and this stuff of many stories in that there. And wherever you choose to open it just seems to work. And I just opened one of the passages that was taught to me. And within closing, I want to say it's called consistency. Isn't that something? Each waking day is a gift. What we do in this passage of life will be remembered. Our existence will leave a legacy. Our children will be the manifestations of our teachings. If we teach our children one thing and do another, what are they learning? If we teach greatness through our actions of goodness, we raise leaders. If we act angry without teaching where it comes from, we cause the death of a nation. So, within closing, we want to make sure that we stand within our truth, because our truths will be told even after we're gone. So we send tobacco prayers out to all the children and sleeping spirits to know the difference between being an angry person and being a good person, but also to walk and to glide within the balance and the knowledge of your ancestors. So I thought that was remarkable of how sometimes things just seem to bring us together, and also to, when we close the cyberspace and out there, is just that knowing you have the freedom of choice, and knowledge is power. And also to remember, Mother Earth is our home, and her provisions that she gives to us, we have to trust in it, because, it isn't just the sale of a want. It's keeping that survival, just like the knowledge of my great grandmother to my great granddaughter. We want to keep the knowledge of the organic medicines that was provided to us from the beginning of time, and we have to make sure that these organic medicines continue to the future. So I want to say it was an honor to sit with you beautiful women here. And, I want to say chi miigwech. Thank you.
Yeah, I join you, great grandmother. Thank you. And thank you, Emma, for bringing us this product. There's a special right now too, by the way. There's a holiday special. And thank you, Amber and Miranda, and go to awakeyourinnerbody.com.
Thank you.
Or you have a link, right? You guys, or have a link?
Yeah, we put it in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, find that link. Yeah, please.
We have a little holiday bundle going on right now. So when you get a wand, you get travel set of crystals. So womb crystal.
Yeah, and a beautiful ritual too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if people want to take advantage of whatever the special is you're doing right now, it's just that there's an extra package, or is there a code they put in?
It's the wand, and then it comes with the crystal. So it's a free set of crystal with a ritual card and a nice little ritual pouch.
Beautiful.
For the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, thank you so much. And I think it's no I mean, the you flipping to that page, great grandmother, and saying consistency. It's as a holistic nurse, it's one of the biggest things. You know, don't come in when you just need recovery from not doing the right things with your body. Consistently do as much as you can right for your body and your mind and your soul all the time. And this is one of those things that's just a daily thing that can be, you know, healing and wellness for our body, and just remembering that you're worth it, you're loved by all the other women and people of the planet, and we all, it's time to be as healthy as we can be and help those around us, and certainly need it right now with having gone through COVID and still people going through it, and long COVID, and you name it. There's it's a hard place on the planet for health and wellness right now. So we need to do everything that we can consistently every day.
Yes,
Love yourself.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you all for sharing your presence and your wisdom with us today. Appreciate you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all for joining.
Beautiful day, everybody.